Did you know that there's some major differences between a cat and dog's nutrient requirements? Some cat owners may think that they can just mimic a dog's raw meal and leave out the vegetables. But that's not the only difference when it comes to a cat and dog's diet. Cats are obligate carnivores, so animal-based nutrients are a little more crucial for them. Because of this, their requirements for many vitamins, minerals, and amino acids are much higher. So let's get into what these are and how to provide them to your cat. Number 1, iron. Did you know that cats require almost 3 times as much iron as dogs do? That's a lot. Trace amounts of it are found in most muscle meats, but there's a few specific body parts where it's heavily concentrated. Iron actually has 2 forms, hemi-iron and non-hemi-iron. Hemi-iron is provided through animal sources, while non-hemi-iron is provided through plant sources. Non-hemi-iron has a lower bioavailability for us humans, so for obligate carnivores like cats, it would be almost impossible to provide the correct amount of iron through plant-based foods. This mineral is very important during growth and development, so it's especially crucial for kittens to have a sufficient amount of iron in their diet. Deficiency symptoms seen in cats range from lethargy, weakness, and weight loss to low blood hemoglobin and hematocrit levels. Most of the iron in a prey animal's body is found in the blood, so a cat who eats whole prey will be getting ample amounts of iron. If they're not eating whole prey though, how do you supply it? My kitty Tangy doesn't care for whole prey, so if your cat's the same, another option is to feed spleen, which is very concentrated in iron. Adding this as one of the secreting organs in the meal can easily meet your cat's iron requirement. Number 2, choline. Your cat's daily choline requirement is about 50% more than what a dog needs daily. This vitamin is needed for brain and nervous system function, and if your cat's deficient, this can cause weight loss and fat accumulation in the liver. Choline actually isn't classified as a true vitamin in the classical sense because of how the body synthesizes it. However, it's still traditionally included with B vitamins. Muscle meats do provide some choline, but what actually helps meet the recommended allowance are eggs and secreting organ meats. One egg provides about 147 milligrams of choline, with most of it being concentrated in the yolk. Liver is also pretty high in choline, but you're limited to how much liver you can feed because of its vitamin A content. And depending on the liver you're feeding, copper content as well. Kidney is another great source though, and is generally high in most B vitamins. Luckily, kidney is one of the easiest secreting organ meats to find, so you shouldn't have too much trouble supplying enough choline. Number 3, taurine. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but this is a very important nutrient to consider when making your cat's raw meal. For those who don't know, taurine is an amino acid that dogs actually do not have a requirement for because they can synthesize it in their body in most circumstances. However, cats can't, so receiving it through their diet is crucial. If your cat is deficient in taurine for too long, they will experience blindness, heart failure, poor growth, and potentially death, especially in kittens. Luckily for us raw feeders, taurine is almost exclusively found through animal sources and is particularly high in the brain, heart, and hardworking skeletal muscles of mammals. It's also quite high in fish and small whole prey animals as well. Per the NRC, cats need 100 milligrams per 1,000 kilocalories fed, so be sure to always include heart and high taurine muscle meats in your kitty's raw meals. In times where you can't feed these though, you can always supply the meal with a taurine supplement. I've actually had to do this a few times in the past, so I always have a bottle on my shelf if I ever need it. Even though these are nutrients that are particularly important for your cat, there are many other nutrients that need to be met as well. Watch this video to learn about each essential nutrient for cats and dogs and what whole foods provide them.